Good morning and welcome to the weekly Be the Light meditation, where I am surprised, as you are, of what needs to come through for us in this moment today. I say that because it's like a timestamp. Think about the divine plan, our whirling planet, thousands, if not millions, of light workers moving the trajectory just a tiny step ahead, and we're having a negative thought, and that adds to the collective, and then we meditate, and that opens things up. Oh my goodness. So let's take a breath and know that your birth and your presence is a part of a huge buffet, a huge creating of a new buffet, and a cake will be baked at the end. And all of the light workers will have been the chefs and cooks. So you are preparing and creating a new bountiful, wonderful, celebratory essence on earth that hasn't been seen since her first inception and creation by the Creator. And from where you're sitting, you're like, what? How could that be? Because there is a divine plan in place, and it is very orderly, and it has divine order in it. As of 2024, I love that. As each of us kind of holds the rudder of our thoughts and our actions, we become part of this re-articulation of the larger fabric matrix of all that exists on earth. And you have the chops to do it. You were born to do this. And if you listen to my meditations once a week, in our upper telephone line system, there's something I'm going to bring today, which is like a little heavenly vibrational hammer that hits, whoop, right on the head, one of your little nodes that just needs a little reassurance, a little inspiration, a little spark, or something to help you remember and to peel back and to burn off the old story of yourself. So speaking of stories, I'm here on the Queen's Caravan Spiritual Walkabout Tour. We're on the 4th event, and we're here in Ashland, Oregon. And I always try to find the place where there's wonderful energy, and here it's called the Apothecary. And I had a beautiful, warm drink with roses in it. I mean, it was amazing. So I'm drinking this, and I look around, and I said, oh, I see you have readers here. And there is this delightful, bright woman. And when you have a question, actually, I had two questions in my mind. And I saw this woman, and for 15 minutes, $45, that's a lot. But think about the fact that this person is here and can see through my emotional veils, resistances, and fears, and we need each other. I can't answer my own questions as clearly as someone else who has a very clear channel and is not emotionally. Actually, she's an Akashic record reader too. I trust this woman implicitly. She just looks like an angel. So fascinating. We're doing the reading, and I realized as we go to new towns, and I'm in a town that is new to me for this event, with this body at this age, she said, Jan, you, on this trip, you are burning off parts of your old self. It's ashes. You are shedding ashes. And I just couldn't help but laugh. In ash land. So if we let go of our perfect plan to do things, and now I have to have lunch, now I have to empty the porta potty, if we wander a little bit and we ask our heart to open up like a gyroscope and see, and our eyes are open, we will see what Spirit has put right in front of us bright like a blinking light, but we have to switch it up. The worst thing that humans did was get into routines. Oh, they love it. The authorities love it. Go to work, go home, pay your bills. Sorry, that's not what we're meant to be. We're meant to be infinitely expanding creative beings and moving around the corner and seeing that wonderful little next golden step. If you're afraid to look around the corner and to get out of your comfort zone, the same, the same people, the same breakfast, the same everything. Now, if you feel that you're in somewhat of a rut, try this exercise. After my divorce, this is the perfect exercise to kind of wake up and begin to see what needs to be burned off. So Rudolf Steiner, great philosopher, started Waldorf schools in the 30s and 40s, and he said, humans don't live in the precious, exciting moment, watching where the light's coming in, feeling the temperatures. We live in perfect houses with people we expect to behave this way for our comfort zone. And he said, try this. Pick a day when you don't have a lot to do, because this could take all day. Wake up, set your alarm, set your iPhone, and say, this is the day. You wake up and you say, I will not make a move. I cannot get out of this bed and do anything unless it's perfectly aligned with the reason I'm here in this body as a messenger on earth as part of the divine plan now. So the day that I did that, I laid there and laid there and laid there. I had been a wife, I had been a mother. There was this to take care of everything. And I realized that everything was an old thought and an old have to and an old should. How can you create? How can we recreate a social system if we're part of it and we're stuck in it? It's almost like a mental jacket. And sometimes you feel if you start thinking different, that your family and friends and people are going to come put you in a white jacket. You're not thinking like us. You're one of my sisters said, Jan, we're not sure what you're doing, but we don't want you to get so far ahead of us that we can't see you. So don't let your fear or anyone else's fear stop you from exploring. You are a cosmic cowgirl and a cosmic cowboy. If you are listening to this and you are a massively in your soul a gypsy, actually, look at this, gypsy soul. Says it right there, if you can read that, gypsy soul. Because you ventured to earth on an invitation to come and assist humanity to wake up to their senses. How off path of divine order we are. But it doesn't have to be complicated. And you don't have to even go on expensive trips or leave your home or pay for readers. You just take a breath and you say, how am I feeling right now? And there's an instant fix. Nature. Nature. Go cold plunging. This morning I'm camping. I said, I don't need to go cold plunging. I can go camping. And there's a beauty. When you're out in nature, you are feeling the temperature that all that is of nature, the moisture, the cloud cover, the sun, and you are in the awe of what? Presence and being. And that is the only place where you can access your true feeling world and your intuition, uncluttered by the busy mind. So this morning, there's many things to do with camping and work and getting the Zoom ready and things. And I said, oh, I have a half an hour. I'm ready to do something different. So I didn't know what I'd do, but I began walking. And I walked around the path, and there I'd forgotten somewhat. It was a kind of a subconscious that in the corner of this property, Jackson Well Springs in Ashland, is a goddess temple. I actually taught there about a decade ago. But they have created divine order and beauty. And in an instant, as I entered that energetic bubble where hands had recently tied beautiful ribbons on the fence, where they had laid crystals and teepees, and I could feel the dancing of the bell time. I could feel the May Day celebration, and I could feel carefully placed willow trees interlacing to hold areas in enclosed spaces. Instantly, I was taken like a vibrational feng shui into a place of balance and well-being and joy and possibility that we can switch that easy. And so that brings you back to your home, back to your body in the morning saying, am I living the life I've meant to live? And while you're laying there looking around your room saying, am I in the right room? Do I live with the right people? Does it bring me joy? The colors, the fabrics, or this just habit? Would I get out of bed and habitually eat things that I'm not conscious about? Would I really like to take a walk and feel that cold and feel that wind and see those emerging little flowers and wake up? And maybe Rudolf Steiner's exercise, that would do it, is to just get up and go outside in nature, your backyard, to a park, because that's the beginning step to begin to remember your divine order. If you can't get it from your thoughts and your life and your activities, and you lay there. I laid there all day. I laid there and said, who am I? After my divorce, every day, all day, I would say, who am I? And Spirit begins to answer, slowly but surely. And here, 20 years later, I'm in Ashland, leading tours of something I am a master at, completely happy, devoid of all the materialistic trappings of life. However, this is beautiful, I admit it, but it's tiny, 5x8. So your ideas of what might make you happy, well, I'm not going to say they will change moving forward, because we are changing together as a species. We're not staying solo in our big, comfortable homes. We're coming together, and many hands make light work. Every part of our lives will change. It's so funny. People go and sit at a desk all day, and then they go somewhere and press metal things in their arms. And here, it's a community. A man drives up in a truck, and he picks up the big garbage cans. He's the helper to get the refuse out. Another woman drove up, and she was helping her friend move, and she was collecting the things he didn't need. And she was getting her physical exercise in. So imagine a future community that has the feeling, the setting, and the energetic feng shui of the goddess garden, the spring grass coming up, the sunlight, even the signage was pleasant and welcoming. This is what our hearts are seeking. But if you feel that it's so far away, go visit a community. Plant a garden in your backyard. Walk around your block and reflect on all the new spring plantings. So I guess what I'm saying is, heaven is simply one thought away. We have our same thoughts all the time, all the time, and we need to poke through, walk around that wall, and choose new thoughts. The thoughts then have a gravitas, an energy, and they start magnetizing and pulling together people, places, and things to create the nirvana, the Shangri-La. The feeling that I had this morning was, oh, breathe, relax. They also have hot springs here too, which just settles all of your organs and those beautiful natural minerals. So today's meditation is, I guess, entitled Heaven is One Thought Away. And it's the only thing we're responsible for in our energy field in our lives is our thoughts. No one can control our thoughts. Well, they're trying with vibration and such. No, it's a divine right. You have a sovereign right to have your own energy field, and it is guided by thoughts, and everything you experience is a result of that. Okay, take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. We ask and intend to set a sacred space. We put a beautiful hold on of balance around our body. And you have a muscle memory, if you've done these exercises with me, that this geometric structure, we remove everyone else's energy, even our own thoughts. And we open the alert, awakened consciousness of our heart. Beautiful. In this moment, it might serve you to hold your hands on your lap or somewhere gently open to receive. We ask and intend that this meditation help us understand that fine line between old cyclic thinking and choosing and mental busyness, as opposed to dropping our thoughts, letting them drift, and moving into our heart, and moving into our sensory system, and feeling into a higher order, higher potentials, higher possibilities. And that's where we park our thought mobile. We want our thoughts to be generated and to have a home and be rooted in our heart consciousness. Reflect upon this, that your head is vacant. I mean, if you think that's where your thoughts are reoriented or invented in the head, imagine that you're pulling a shade down. It's a beautiful blue-purple sleepiness, void, velvety void, and that your heart is awake. The light, the stage. Feel into your consciousness, who you truly are in your heart, devoid of human thoughts based on the past now. It feels safe. It feels wonderful. It feels resilient. It feels expanded. It feels full of rich potential, especially because you've lived a few years and you know a lot. You've had an opportunity for later, when we come out and operationalize it, will put your mind to the work of being the taskmaster of how to prioritize, put it in sequence. So you have everything you need. And by reorienting and choosing for your thoughts, which direct your vibrational field, you're dialing in your divine truth and consciousness, within your heart now. Just allow it and notice how there is a subtle, new, emanating, delicious softness around your heart. Beautiful. Let's watch our thoughts for a few moments. We are ratcheting down to 0 thoughts. Still point. No thoughts. You're perfectly capable. Just allow yourself to witness. If any thought comes in, that you recognize that thought. And know that some thoughts are just vibrational creation balls of light that come into your energy field and you register them, but they're not your thoughts at all, especially if you're an empath, open person. So we ask and intend that if any thoughts come in, you observe it, but you don't take it in and react or own it. You let it bounce off. We are achieving a state of what we call the 0 point. Complete safety, receptivity, and allowance. Nothing can hurt us in this state, for we are perfectly clear. We understand more than we can ever imagine in our human state. So what does your heart want to experience next? And because it might be something so wondrous and so expanded in your future that it's hard to wrap around, let's call in the higher guides in our own higher guidance to show us a picture. And then when we come back in a regular human mind, we decide if we want to assign our will to making these thoughts a reality. So that's how it works. We stop, we breathe, we drop into the 0 point of all potentials, knowing the universe will orchestrate our thoughts. It has up till now. But we are potentizing our asking and intending. So in this moment of silence, allow for your higher self to drop in a message, a color, maybe even a little movie scene. What is the next most joyous thought, picture, or manifestation moving for you? Breathe in this divine thought, this divine image, and breathe it in your breath. Beautiful. Into your bones. Even deeper now that you are so full of this thought that it is emerging, you're exuding it out your skin cells, beyond your own body, as a biofield of information that informs people of your divine intention. And this is how we become co-creators for a new earth. It just feels so wonderful. And as I'm speaking, I'm feeling a galvanizing, that it's moving into different parts of your etheric field and getting strength and being molded and welded together, that this intention, this thought, is a new path for you. It's going to keep all the other things that were happening with this as the stream, the flow, the nourishment, the coherence that will keep informing everything else in your life. And that's how it works. Take a nice deep breath. I'm just spending time here with more explanations because the work is still continuing to occur in our fields here. So take a deep breath, and what we will do is we will set a time capsule around our energetic field that for the next 3 days, this will continue to settle in and stabilize and help your system move in this direction. So, just to show you the change that simply walking outside makes for our bodies, our emotions, and our minds. I'm stepping outside into the sun here. My beautiful little table. It's chocolate. Hello. And inviting and welcoming you to spend more time in nature and to nurture this thought and to know that you deserve whatever you made the intention for. Whatever you water will grow. Whatever thoughts you harbor will manifest. And I can prove it scientifically with electric monitors and graphs and a lot of other things. But these are the principles of vibration and consciousness that are ours to use with these simple processes. So before we finish, put a beautiful golden mycelium egg around your energy field. Again, that this will stabilize. And just spend a few minutes when you press stop just to center this. Or go out in nature, touch a tree. Eat something delicious that you really love. So thank you for joining me today. I am Jan Jorgensen here in Ashland, Oregon, on the Queen's Caravan Be the Light Tour, and the website is soundandlighthealingarts.com. Thank you for joining me.